Hello everyone, Tango Del Flamingo here. Today bringing you, my top 5 favorite anime. This list is comprised of my own personal opinion of my top 5 anime that I personally enjoyed and would probably watch over 1,000 times again just for the heck of it. Now, I'm not going to say all because I didn't include your favorite anime. Just know that I respect all anime and manga. And I respect all anime shows. Now there are some I don't like, that I don't have personal preference about, that I probably watch if my friend wanted me to. I have some that I hate and will never touch with a 10-foot pole. And I have some that I would probably shoot myself in the knee after watching. So here's my top 5 anime that, I like to watch and that I recommend. Number 5, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Now, for those of you who I'm pretty sure is all of you, because I'm pretty sure I know the 15 subscribers of whom I am who are subscribed to me. Yeah, that's right. I said 15. I got the +1. But yeah. So, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Now, this whole anime is about Shinji trying to, he wants to live, originally he wanted to just live a normal life, to leave his town in Tokyo. And, he can't really do that because, there are these things called angels that are trying to destroy the, world. They're trying to get to this weird cross-shaped thing. But, nonetheless, the story is mainly about Shinji and him trying to want to have a normal life, but then that gets interrupted when his father, who he hasn't seen in years, shows up and tells him he needs him to pilot a robot. No, I know this is me sounding very vague, but that's pretty much how the episode, it kicks off with he was thinking about leaving. Some shit attacks the place, and I guess from where he is, that happens not regularly, but enough to where they have their own security, and then they take measures like there's safe houses that everyone in the city evacuates to. But his Shinji, who has not seen his dad in years, dad theoretically says, "Hi, you're gonna go pilot that war machine to fight this thing." And Shinji's wondering, why me? We haven't talked in this long, and now you want me to do something. Because his father is he's the kind of, he wins worst dad of the year award because he treats his son he doesn't treat him like a son, he treats him like an object or a guinea pig. So, it's a wonderful series. It has a lot of complex characters. And, okay, so it gets very confusing. Don't watch the movies. By the way, I'm not talking about the old school, the new school movie 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. No, none of that. The original series, Neon Genesis Evangelion. And I wanted you to watch it because it's an interesting series, has wonderful characters, wonderful character development. And I'd say watch the first 4 or 5 episodes of the series. And if it doesn't get you, then I can tell it's not your cup of tea. But please give it a chance. It's wonderful. Beautiful characters. Side characters are wonderful. Main character isn't your typical main character where he's all, yeah, or when he's shy, he's like, He's kind of like your average normal kid, but he has a little bit of daddy issues and suppressed emotions. And each character that you meet in this series, you could tell is its own character. It's not your generic average character. For each one you see, you get their own story, their own feelings on things. Closer midway to the series, close to the end, you see people's motives, character, reason why they did what they did, their ties to this person and this person, their goals and aspirations, and the ending, oh my god, is so fucking confusing. Seriously, you don't the ending is confusing for me, and people have been trying to explain that ending since the manga. And that was confusing by itself. When they put it in animation, shit got real. Because even then, we're all like, why did this happen? Why did this happen? So, I'm asking you guys to please give this anime a chance. Now, I have some problems with... Now, the reason why it's number 5 at the bottom is because, well, I can still nitpick the problems. Like, the reason why I told you to give the first 5 episodes, or the first 2 episodes I watched, I was literally like, this dude's kind of a bitch. Not the bad kind, but the kind that you want to smack in the face saying, why are you even here? And when you meet the girl, I think you meet the orange hair chick, 2nd or 3rd episode, and she gets really annoying, but you understand why around the 6th, 7th, or 8th episode. But give this one a shot. It's I put it at 5 because it's like an 8 out of 10 for me. And the only reason it's not a 4 is because the next one is kind of an anime that I didn't expect that I would ever like when I watched it. But I did. So, my number 4 is going to be Full Metal Alchemist. Not put your pitchforks and torches down. I like not the original. The Full Metal Alchemist, not Brotherhood. Now, there are things that Full Metal Alchemist did wrong. 1, they didn't follow the manga. 2, I couldn't get behind some of the characters, like Scar, for instance. In Full Metal Alchemist, I did not like him. At all. Not one bit. Now, he did redeem himself, kind of, sort of, near the end of the series. But, I'm telling you, try this out because it's one of the animes you kind of hear about, but, like, you hear from your friends and everything. But here's the reason why you need to watch it. Interesting take on alchemy. And it actually takes a broad point to religion. Kind of. Also, the main character's hilarious. Now, before you go ahead and say, our main character is Edward Elric, and before you say, it's Edward and no, it's not. It's Edward Elric. Even if you go into Brotherhood, the main character is Edward Elric. He beats the final boss. He goes through more shit than Alphonse did in either series. And me and Edward can connect on a spiritual level due to the fact that we're both short. I can feel his anime punch coming through breaking through the fourth wall just to hit me for calling him short. That's a running gag, by the way, in the series, calling Edward short. But it starts on it. I'm saying right now, if you don't like that in like the 3 episodes of Full Metal Alchemist, go watch Brotherhood because maybe that's your cup of tea. Because I noticed the fact that if you didn't like Brotherhood, kind of like the regular series of Full Metal Alchemist like I did, but I don't have a problem with Brotherhood. I just personally prefer this series better. And it's vice versa. If you didn't like the Full Metal Alchemist, you're not going to like Brotherhood. And I suggest that... Okay, so one thing I like about Full Metal Alchemist is it made me feel bad for the homunculus, because the homunculus got shafted. They got did dirty by their creators pretty damn harsh. And they show you during the episode. Now, big reason why I say it takes on religion, because they have the 7 deadly sins. No, not the show. As in, each individual homunculus, you'll figure out what that is, or if you look it up, chimera, whatever you want to call it, is based off of each individual sin. You have lust, you have gluttony, you have wrath, you have sloth, you have pride, you have greed, and you have envy. If I missed any of those 7, please tell me the one that I missed down in the comment section below, please. But they make you feel bad for them. I feel like this series, the series makes you feel bad for each individual side, and kind of shifts your perspective on what the definition of good and evil is. Now, Edward and Alphonse clearly try and make it clear that they're the good guys, but when you watch the series, you can see the reason why both sides are doing it. Well, why you feel bad for some of the homunculus, and the reason why they're not evil. And also, I suggest that if you finish the series, watch the movie. I recommend not Conquer of Shambhala, because it takes place directly after the series, and it's the only canon movie that they have. The other movie, which was the Crimson City thing, is non-canon, I do believe. And I gave this series overall, Fullmetal Alchemist, like a gave it 7 because I gave Evangelion 8 out of 10. Only reason why it's not under Evangelion. And it's because I kind of like it a bit more. Didn't have a confusing ending at all. By the way, they break the 4th wall, by the way. Just to let you know, like most animes tend to do. So, number 3. My 3rd favorite anime is going to shock lots of my friends, which means all 15 of you. Because I brag about this shit a lot. And I like the anime. Hell, I have a whole shirt dedicated to this anime. I have literally some of my shades based. Tokyo Ghoul is number 3. It's only number 3 because the two above it blow it out of the water so stupendously that I can't not put him at number 3. Tokyo Ghoul is an amazing anime. I suggest that it is within the first 2 episodes. This is proof. The first 2 episodes makes or breaks this series for the viewer. I watched the first episode and fell in love with it. Now this is going to feel the exact same way I gave you the story about Evangelion, but it is about our main character, Kin Kaneki, or Kaneki Kin, whichever one you want to call him. Is a simple dude who wants to live a simple life, wants to go to college, and just wants to be normal. He's with his best friend, Hyde or Hide, when you meet him in the series. Now, I suggest you watch this in subbed. I haven't given any category for the other 2. You can watch those, whatever preference you prefer. Both sound good. I believe Tokyo Ghoul only sounds good in subbed. The dub voice actors are shit. I'm sorry, they are. The voice actors don't apply enough emotion. The reason why I personally prefer subbed in some animes over dubbed is because the subbed gives more feeling, more emotion. You can feel when this character is being stabbed and drilled in the stomach, compared to when they're like, oh, ow, this hurts a lot, I have to get rid of this blood. Unlike in subbed, they're like, oh my god, I'm bleeding out, holy shit, the medical attention is needed, I need help, man. Like, you can feel that. And literally his life goes to shit right after meeting Rize, who is a ghoul, and after a series of unfortunate events, yeah, I know what I did there. Yes, after a series of unfortunate events, he is now half ghoul, and ghouls are people who eat humans. And, well, this fucks him up because this kind of shatters his dream of being a normal person. That's like you going outside one day, coming back, and you're like not half dinosaur, like have sludge or have slime or something, and fucks you up. This series is all, and I quote, all about that tragedy. I suggest you go read the manga. I suggest you watch the anime. I suggest you watch Route A, of which most Tokyo Ghoul fans would punch me in the face for saying. This gets a 9.9999999999999 out of 10, with only one problem in the series. He does not grow a pair at all. I suggest that, yet again, you watch this and subbed. You do meet wonderful characters that really seem like they're not going to last long. And honestly, the series doesn't let you know in its entirety who's going to live, who's going to die. They give you little sentences here or there, but people you think won't die are going to die. And what Tokyo Ghoul does best is it gives you both sides of the story. Just like I said with Fullmetal Alchemist, except this makes it more clear throughout the series. It makes you choose a side that you're on, but gives you both sides of the story. It gives you the good, what you would believe to be the good side, or what you would believe to be the bad side. It gives you both sides of the story and lets you choose who do you agree with. And it brings up some heavy stuff that you would think of in real life. Like, for instance, there's a part in the series where he says, this world is rotten, this world is evil, it needs to change. And people say that all the time on how bad this world is, and something needs to be done about it. And what it suggests in the series is that you need to speak up, be the one that's going to ignite change, because it always starts with at least one person. And in Kaneki's case, two different worlds that need to connect. Same thing for here. There are places that we have two different worlds in our world. There are places that hate, that believe in this strong thing. There are others that believe in another. But if there was someone who grew up on both sides of the coin, like say there was a poor person who's mad at a rich person, there was someone who grew up rich and then became poor, or poor became rich and found a way to meld those worlds together to make it better, it could make a big difference. That's what they try and employ. Now, when I say it's all about that tragedy, it adds real life things to this show. That things aren't going to come out completely peachy keen. It's not like your average anime where it's all like, I believe in this, so I'm going to work hard, really, really hard, and everything's going to go fine. We're going to get an obstacle, punch through it, we're going to be fine. It's not like that. You have to actually be a little bit strategic and realize that shit's not going to go your way. Like, you are going to get punched in the face by life, and then it's going to be like, fuck you, and you're going to be like, oh, damn. And the show implicates instances like that, but that's why I like it, because it shows you an actual real approach to what the main character is trying. It's like if the world itself is the biggest antagonist of the series. Oh, God, that... So, I really like that. I enjoy that anime without a doubt. You can ask anyone that I know. I enjoy Tokyo Ghoul. I enjoy Tokyo Ghoul. Read the manga, waiting for it to get the season 3 anime. And I'll be honest, I didn't have a problem with Route A, except for the ending, because they skipped some key stuff, but I didn't really care about that. But it's the ending that's gonna get you if you watch it, and if you read the manga. So if you're anime only, you don't know what I'm talking about. If you read the manga, then you know what I'm talking about. So, let's get to number 2 of my top 5 favorite anime. Number 2. One Piece. One Piece, guys. You don't realize how hard it was not to put this on the list. Because it was going up. I'm going to give the honorable mention later. But, One Piece, wonderful fucking series. Watch it. I don't care what a person says about it's going to take you this long or it's going to take you forever. It's worth it. It's worth it. I'm not going to say what the 2 episode or 3 episodes. Go through the first 15 to 20 episodes, and that determines if you like the series or not. Because this series is amazing. And it's a very simple part of the story. You have our main character, Luffy, Gomu Gomu no Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy, who wants to be the Pirate King by finding the One Piece left by Goldie Raja. Watch this. I don't care, subbed or dubbed. I say subbed because that shit's amazing. But I grew up with dubbed. I'll be honest. As a kid, I watched dubbed. And sadly, I watched the 4Kids dub. So things were censored out. But I said Gum Gum instead of Gomu Gomu no. So watch it. Please. I recommend this in its entirety. Because the lore is fleshed out. This series has been going on for a very long time, and its story is interesting and remains interesting. Nothing gets dull in that series. Now, it has some filler arcs, yes, but even the filler arcs are wonderful. The story itself is funny, interesting. Lore expands. You never run out of new places. You never run out of new people that a person meets. It's not like Pokemon where it's the repetitive stuff again that you could say point A, point B, point C, point D. Now the only thing that's repetitive in One Piece. Only thing that's repetitive in One Piece is this. Luffy always beats the main one's ass, like the final boss, because main character has to beat the final boss. You theoretically know who's going to fight who by who really gets their ass kicked, by they display it. It's normally Luffy fights main guy or fights henchman to get to main guy. Zoro fights some person with a blade of some sort or the other. Sanji fights whoever has the longest legs. I'm sorry, but that pretty much is how it is. But I could be wrong because I can't remember every fight. Usopp is Usopp, so he gets paired with whoever. And I'm going with the main five that you're going to meet in this series. I forgot to mention Nami. Nami is Nami and has the biggest hooters in the galaxy. Right next to Robin. We have Chopper. All my ladies out here. You're going to think Chopper's adorable until he starts fucking transforming. You've been warned. But besides that, the series is amazing. I have read the manga, I have caught up with the anime. And I personally, who try to look for plot holes to see if someone it's really hard for me to find plot holes in One Piece. Because I realized how much the mangaka and the animators put into this series. There's not a real point in time where the animation is bad. You'll get about average animation, 1 inch below, this much space of below animation. But besides that, the animation is rather standard or amazing. Don't even get me started on their fight scenes. The fight scenes are spectacular. And I can notice, I already know who my favorite character is, as you can tell from the name of my YouTube channel. Doflamingo, the string guy, the nigga who made Luffy go to Gear 4 of the Warlords. Seriously. And you're going to love it when you meet all these characters. There are very heart-touching scenes that hit you in here. That makes you feel for our characters. That really gets you. Now, this is a shonen, might I add. So you are going to get the unavoidable spam of friendship, but it's not as bad as fucking fairy tales. Not at all. They don't always win because of friendship. That's right, fairy tale fans. Looking at you. God. Fucking bullshit. Also including that, because she's errors of nonsense. I might lose some people from that, but I can't stand fairy tale, and you will get that list later. Honorable mentions. My honorable mentions for this list. Oh, by the way, One Piece was 10 out of 10. Would rewatch again. Please watch the anime. Please. I just ask you, first 20 episodes. Please. Give that a chance. Oh, hold on. It might be more than the first 20. Hold on. I gotta think here. Sale meets Cody. And Sale meets Sally. Then we meet Sanji. So yeah, it might be a bit more than 20 episodes. So I'm gonna say 20 to 30 because I gotta remember how many episodes were that plus filler. So yeah. Another big recommendation that should have been so my recommendation is Bleach. It didn't make the list because you can't. I love Bleach. Bleach was one of my first animes I ever watched, besides the generic Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Digimon. Bleach was my actual real anime that if you ask someone, they wouldn't exactly know. It's one of the big three, and you don't know who the big three are. It was Bleach, Naruto, One Piece. And one thing I'd say about Bleach, what its problems are, is, unlike One Piece, the main character never gets development. His purpose is always the same. Unlike Luffy's desire to become the Pirate King is very simple, but he gets character developments. His reasons on how to do it change, and he starts changing over the story. Like he becomes he's normally like a blockhead, but a lot of events that occur make him more wiser, a lot more stronger, a little bit more cautious. In the case of Kaneki, all the tragedy that he suffers, all the heartbreak he's going to, is changes him into a more serious than from what he gets at the beginning of the series. Same thing for Full Metal Alchemist. Same thing for Neon Genesis Evangelion. Those three at least give some decent character development. Bleach, Ichigo Kurosaki, who is your main character, does not get any significant character development besides getting stronger. He gets one thing of character development, one piece in the series. Besides that, his motive is always the same, and you could become really bored with him. So I don't suggest you pick him to be your, oh my god, I love this guy. I want to say more or less pick any of the other characters that are in there that also are main characters in the series. Now, those are wonderful people who get character development, who get stronger, but they get character development through Ichigo. So that's what he is. His character may not get developed, but everyone else's does who is around him. That's what I like about the story, is that they focus on the main character, but not enough to where they forget about the other main that's right, other main characters. Some people call them side characters, but like main characters in there that are around. So I suggest that you please watch this anime. Wonderful storyline. Each arc has its own unique twist. Well, the first three have its own unique twists. The other one is kind of just a recycled hash, and the other one you might get annoyed with. This thing I say, what you can find interesting is go through the first arc, which is just the Soul Reaper arc. And I know for some of you are going to say, what if I don't like the part of it? If you don't like, if you make it to about a quarter of the way through the arc, which is about A lot more than 20 episodes because it looked like something. But make it to the quarter wave of the arc. You'll see, because the last part is when they're going to go save Rukia. That's when the Soul Society arc begins. So from the first to there is your goal, Steve. You stay with the anime. I was captivated by it from the first episode because the way the first episode starts and ends makes you want to stay and watch. So theoretically, you could also say the first episode is that. Now remember, Bleach came out about the same time as Naruto and One Piece. So about early 2000s-ish, give or take. And so you're going to get some kind of, I won't say old school animation, not the kind you see nowadays where it's polished, clean, and like you could see them glisten like my arm over here. Now, one thing I can say, another honorable mention in here is it's not anime. But I suggest that you watch it because it's wonderful, wonderful series. It's a show called RWBY and a show called Wakfu. Now, I'll start with RWBY. People normally don't watch RWBY because of the first season, second, third, because they don't like the way it looks. I don't like the animation. One thing I have to say is, if you can ignore past the animation, the animation even improves the more episodes it goes by. And wonderful characters, your main characters being Ruby, Yang, Blake, and Weiss, wanting to be huntresses to fight the evil forces of Grimm, yada yada. And it gets more complex the more you go into the story. Ruby's a very likable character. She doesn't even fit your natural main character type, but main character, you have 4 that you could actually categorize even yourself with. 4 different women, 4 main characters. Heck, you even have another bit of 4 main characters with Jean, Pyrrha, Nora, and Rin. And they're amazing as well. So with these characters, you can actually identify and relate to at least one of them. At least one of them in your life. Because it hits you deep in the feels, no matter in which season you watch. You are going to be a little bit with suspense and shocked and kind of relieved wanting another season. I'll be honest. I first watched RWBY's first episode. I watched the 4 opening trailers like my friend said to watch before watching the series. And I loved it. I fell in love with this series to the point of I ship some of the people that are in there. I honestly get into arguments with my friend about stuff. I think a little bit ago I went argument with my friend about Ian. Like, and I'll get deep into debates with this. And also really, really, really can't wait for the next season to come out in October. So I suggest you guys give that a chance. It's on YouTube. I will probably link I'm probably going to link, because I'll be honest, I support the official release of these series. Go pay for them and everything, please, on your Funimation, Crunchyroll, all that other good stuff. But I'll be honest, I'm one of those guys that go on websites. I'm sorry. I may be 19, but I am not rich enough to pay a monthly thing. I suggest you go do it. I do not say you do not go to Funimation, you pay for their shit. I'm only doing it because I'm poor and broke. So no, you go pay for that. I will totally not have the website I look at in the description below. But I watch RWBY, link I will show also below because it's a YouTube thing with Rooster Teeth. For those of you who watch Red vs. Blue, you know what I'm talking about. And that's a very good series. I suggest that you watch. It's wonderful. Now, my next one is a show called Wakfu. It is a French TV series based off of anime. I suggest that you watch this because it's something new and different. Don't watch it in English dub. For instance, I'll show you an example. their English dub is so bad that they don't sync up with the voices at all. They'll be like, "Hi, how are you?" And because you can tell, I suggest that you listen to it in its original language, which is in French subtitles. I'll have to say you'll have to look a little bit faster, but as we know, for you sub people, it doesn't. At that point, when you get to reading sub, it's literally a second off. People are like, "How are you reading and watching?" Literally, you'll blow through the subtitles in 2 seconds when you get used to it. It's faster than they can speak it. So, what I'm saying is, watch this series. It's all about our main character Yugo, whose goal is to find his people because he's adopted. He has an urge that he has to find people because he is met by a person named Nox. He meets a princess, Amelia and Evangeline, who have to get to a place to warn their kingdom about something about Nox's upcoming threat. And it's a whole big fun series. You could watch it with your friends, your parents, your family. It's a very wonderful series that I really do suggest that you watch because it has the world's best character development, and even the villain is understandable in his morals. Like, if you see most of the series that I pick is series that don't really show a boundary between good and evil, and even if they do, each side is understandable on why they do things. Except for One Piece. They draw that line in the sand, and you know which one's which. Well, the overall evil, you know which one's which. So, what I suggest is you go watch Wakfu. For my sake, please. This show has a strong fan base, but we need to grow larger because not enough people are reviewing or talking about it. So when season 3 officially comes out for sub, you're going to see me dropping reviews on this. I might even start doing reviews on the regular Wakfu series. And it's on Netflix currently. So I ask that you please go check it out. Please. The only reason why it's not on this list is because I said anime only list my top 5. So please check those 2 series out. Wakfu and Ruby and Bleach. And Naruto. I don't think I even have to explain Naruto to you people. The anime community knows Naruto is Naruto is Naruto. Same thing if I said Dragon Ball Z. So please go give it a try. Please. Now, my number 1 anime series out of all of them is the one, the only, My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero Academia, My Hero Academy. You don't even know how hype I was about the series getting a fucking anime. I was so happy. I'm still happy that it has it. And the story is wonderful. We start off with our main character, Midoriya Izuku, who is quirkless in a world full of super-powered beings, superheroes left and right. It's like The Incredibles. You know how everyone was a superhero minus the exchange. Like, they have schools for superheroing and everything. And everyone, most of the population has a quirk, which gives you superpowers and everything. And they train some of those people with quirks to be heroes. They have academies and the title. Midoriya Izuku, who wants to be a hero so badly, but realizes he can't because he is quirkless. He's a normal human being like you and me. And his life, his big inspiration to be a hero, his big wanting to be, whether he's quirkless or not, is his hero All Might, the number 1 pro hero who fights for truth and justice and everything. He's theoretically this anime Superman, except a lot more understandable and relatable. I'm sorry, I like Superman, but All Might is better because he is literally the sole pillar of justice. As the anime says, without him, a lot of heroes would lose their way. Not turn evil, but forget the reason why they became heroes. Not because of the fame, or because of the praise you get for it, because you're doing what's right. And Midoriya's life changes, not only for when he meets All Might after being attacked, but for when he tries to save a person who's been bullying him. His name is Bakugo. And they used to be friends as kids, but he started bullying him because, I'll be honest, Midoriya was always trying to help Bakugo, even no matter how mean he was being. And he did it again. But this time he couldn't do anything. But All Might came in and saved both of them. And when he has a personal conversation with Izuku, All Might tells him that he was quirkless too. But the power that they have, the power of All Might, the one for all, or all for one for all, is a passable quirk that is passed down from each person. And the thing is, it's not the fact that Izuku is quirkless, it's the fact that he has the capability of, with one for all, to pass it down. Because like All Might says, he was quirkless. So what he does is that he sees himself in Izuku. Because Izuku went out there when no one else would to save someone who has personally hurt him. You tell me you could do that with someone who has bullied you, made you feel like shit most of your life. I know I couldn't. So it's a very heart-touching thing, because he tells him, you can be a hero. I'm going to help you realize your dream as a hero. Midoriya's idol, All Might, is not only giving his quirk, because most quirks aren't passable. Only one that is passable is One for All. And it's been passed down from generation, not a family thing, but from heroes who see someone who's worthy and worthy of the quirk. And All Might chooses to give this to Izuku, a quirkless nobody who wants to be a somebody because of his idol, All Might. And the series is wonderful because it shows a relationship between Izuku and All Might, as All Might's passing his quirk, and All Might's actually injured and dying, but doesn't tell Izuku that yet. And I don't want to tell you guys that yet, so forget that. And this show just does a lot. It's different from your typical shonen anime. It focuses on side characters. It focuses on many things that make it such a good anime. Like, most of the side characters I love. Like, each one you can fall in love with. And because each one has its own personal personality. Each one with their own unique quirk. Each quirk is not different. They even use a point to where they have a quirk that you would think would be overpowered, but they put limits on it so they wouldn't put themselves in a plot. Like, say they had a quirk that would make them, like, not that they could get decapitated and come back. They would put a time limit saying, but it only lasts for this amount of time, or this amount of time, or this is only how much damage I can take. And it's amazing. And I suggest you try this anime because it's beautiful. It is a beautiful anime with beautiful characters, beautiful animation, beautiful everything. Wonderful character development. I love the main character. I love Izuku because he's amazing. The first 5 episodes of him overcoming struggles of using the quirk, trying to realize his dream of being a hero. Now, we would think it's a shonen anime, so it's all about friendship, but no, it's not. It focuses on so much stuff, so much complex things. And I still love the fact that it shows both sides of the coin, of good, of evil, of things that are there. Your antagonist really believes the heroes are messed up, that they're just oppressing them, and they're just looking down on them. So his goal is to tear down that society, that image, those heroes of putting down the villains, because they didn't choose to be villains. Society made them villains. Heroes, on the other hand, think they're just doing their job, trying to protect people from the villains, because, villains, they do bad things. That's what the mentality is. That's why they have academies, to train up the next heroes to fight the villains. There's even a point in both the anime and the manga where a villain, a person who has a quirk, like people in different academies have different experience. Like a person who has the ability of mind control, a person who can make a person do whatever they want, but he wants to be a hero, but he gets ridiculed and put in a category of people thinking he's going to be a villain because of his quirk. They show things of discrimination towards even each other in this series that could make a person want to be a villain, or villains realizing that they wanted to be heroes because of that. It's happened. I know I'm putting more on the villains are the good guys here, but they're not, because even the villains do some horrible stuff, like throw innocent people in front of them, willing to kill civilians to get their point across. And at the end of the day, you feel for both sides, because this person with the mind controlling quirk is still wanting to be a hero, but he has a quirk that you would think would be used wrong. And Midoriya is such an understanding character that he tries to connect with the person. And I love the anime for its interesting like that. I love it for its comedy as well, because it has comedy that is put in sprinkles here, sprinkles there, that will make you laugh. And it has season 1 and season 2, and I know I've barely done any ever. I haven't done any at all of the manga, which I really should start doing. And I really think you guys should give this anime a try, because I rate this thing 10 out of 10. Would watch it again. I've watched this anime like over 80. I've watched the season 1 anime like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, and I still get choked up. I still cry at certain parts. Even with season 2, I rewatched. Heck, I watched a clip on YouTube, and I still started to cry. So please, give this anime a chance. Show it some love. Please. But, that's my top 5, everyone. If you agree, please tell me. Please leave your top 5 anime, top 3 anime, type 2 anime. Heck, it can even be your top 5 favorite shows. And put them down there. I'll watch them. I'll do a review over them. I don't give a fuck. But, please watch these anime. I'm not telling you to, but it'd be greatly appreciated. We get some conversation. I'm going to be making myself a Discord soon and everything. We can chat it up. But yeah, please give these anime a chance. And well, overall, my Tango Pirates, you know what I like to say. Live, love yourself, and be safe, my Tango Pirates. I love y'all a lot.